Namaste Ji. Welcome to this forest practice at sunset. The light will slowly go down, and this is an invitation to slow down and go inward. So welcome to this short practice. And if you'd like to join me, please take a comfortable position on your mat, whether you are sitting or maybe lying down. So find your comfort and close your eyes. Allow your breath to slow down, to come to a natural pace, and allow it to expand naturally. Feel the expansion in your rib cage, to the front and back and to the sides as well. And if you need more attention, a little bit of help to bring your attention to your breath, you can place hands on the sides of your rib cage or maybe to the front and feel the movement of your breath expanding your ribs on the inhale. And then coming back on the exhale. Take a few natural, slow breaths here. Trying to slow down every exhale. Inhaling slowly through the nose. And exhaling even more slowly through the nose as well. Then, when you have found a slower, steady breath, I invite you to join your hands together to the center of your chest, heart center. And still with your eyes closed, I invite you to silently think about something positive about yourself. Tell yourself something positive, like you're speaking to a friend, to someone that you love dearly, and that you're telling them something true and nice. Allow yourself to feel what it feels like when you're addressing yourself in a positive way. Then rub your hands together, rub them and bring some heat, still with your eyes closed. And when you have enough heat, you can place them onto your face like little cups, covering your eyes and upper face. Then blink a few times, and then gently bring your palms down onto your knees or wherever. And if you were not laying down already, I invite you to join me back onto your mat, and then bring your legs up to 90 degrees. You can place your hands alongside your body, and then make all the micro adjustments to make sure that your spine is really long on the mat, and all the parts of your back, the lower back, the mid back, the upper back, the shoulders are really nice and long on the mat, so not too much space. And even your sacrum and the back of your hips should be flat on the mat. Nice. Keeping your legs engaged without forcing. And just take a moment to feel your breath here. Maybe taking a deeper inhale, and exhale. And then start rotating, maybe make a little bit more space in between your feet, maybe hip-wide distance, and start rotating in one direction your ankles and feet. No need to go too fast, and notice the sensations. Maybe there will be a little bit of pain, because if you do it very actively, it can be quite sensitive. Then change the direction. And notice if there is a sensation of pain or something that is not comfortable. That's only an invitation to slow down. So don't stop the movement, just maybe slow down and do a little bit of, like jiggling or something different to see how it feels. All right. Then stop the circles and flex your feet. So bringing your toes in as much as you can in the direction of your face, and then point your feet. So toes are pointing to the sky, keeping your legs really nicely engaged. And then flex your toes in your direction, trying to make space in between each toe. And then point your toes up. Then flex, toes down. You can make any micro movements. I tend to have a little bit of cramps, so I like to, jiggle my feet a little bit, then point again. Do it at your own pace. And a few more times. Keeping your breath really slow and wide. And then stop the movement. Then from here, bring your knees close to your chest. Each knee in the direction of your shoulders, and your legs come to 90-degree angle, and you can grab the back of your thighs, keeping the feet naturally a little bit flexed, and then just coming on this little rocking movement from side to side, allowing a gentle back massage. Maybe if you're lucky, there will be some little cracks, some little oxygen bubbles popping. You can close your eyes and just stay in this little hypnotizing movement. All right, now bring the right leg to the front, extend your right leg, and bring your left leg to 90 degree. And from here, keeping your arms by your side, start making some circles with the left leg. So don't go too far. Try to keep your buttocks, sacrum really nicely, lower back, mid back nicely placed against the mat. You will need to engage your right leg a little bit more. Really go slow and try not to arch the back. Engage your core a little bit. That means that your belly muscles and trunk muscles will all be working a little to stabilize the back on the mat. Now change the direction. If you need to place your hands onto your belly or onto your hips to try to keep them flat on the mat, that's okay. Okay, and from here, come back to center and we'll switch the legs. So the left leg goes down and the right leg goes up. So first you can make sure by adjusting a little bit the hips and legs that your back is really flat on the mat. Engage your left leg. That means pushing the back of your knee, pushing the heel against the mat, and keeping the right leg really engaged. And from here, start doing the same little circle. So you don't need to bring the leg down so much, because that will tend to make your lower back arch a little bit. So really try to keep your lower back and mid back in touch with the mat. And if you feel that there's any little resistance, once again in the hip movement, once again that's an invitation to slow down. And from there, change the direction and make another round of circles, keeping your belly and legs really working, so some heat should start to come. And from here, come back to center, bend both knees, so both legs with the feet closer to your butt. And from there, once again, make sure that your back is really wide and flat on the mat. So maybe move your shoulders a little bit, really try to make like a really flat pancake with your back on your mat. And then slowly pushing the heels down and pushing the sacrum and glutes up. We'll be pressing also our arms on the mat, and then slowly the butt comes up into this bridge position, then the lower back, then the mid back, and then maybe the upper back is coming up, keeping the knees in the same straight direction parallel to the mat. And if you want a little bit more engagement here, if you want to go a little bit higher, you can clasp your hands and fingers together and then roll your shoulders and arms underneath you. So you will need to make a little bit of rocking movement to do that. And then press and go a little bit higher. So no strain on the neck. If that's a little bit too much strain on the neck, you can bring your nose a little bit to the back of the mat to create a bit more space, and keep pressing your heels onto the ground and pushing your glutes and engaging your core and thighs. Keep breathing naturally here. Your breath will become a little bit more intense. You can also engage Ujjayi breath if that's in your practice, with a slight contraction at the back of the throat, resulting in this little wave-like sound in your breath. We'll stay here for another 2 breaths at your own pace. 1 more inhale, 1 more exhale. And slowly, if you had your fingers and hands clasped, you can release, arms by your side, and then slowly first the upper back comes back onto the ground, then the mid back, then the lower back, and then the sacrum, and then your glutes. Very nice. Then from here, bring once again your knees to your chest. Maybe close your eyes. Rock a little bit side to side. And when you are ready, we'll grab the back of our thighs and take a little bit of momentum. So throwing your legs back and then front a few times until you have enough momentum to come into Malasana on the mat. So take it easy and slowly, no need to rush. And then once in Malasana, bringing your toes into diagonal, so away from you. We'll use our elbows to press, not forcing, but just pressing consciously your knees out a little bit. So if you're not resting the heels, that's totally fine. Maybe you want to put something under your heels to get a little bit of stability. Otherwise, working with balance is good. And trying to keep a long spine, so bringing your sternum slightly up and trying to keep the back of your head on the same line as the mid back and hips. We'll open one knee at a time to the sides. So pushing to the left, maybe looking to the left, and then slowly pushing the right knee, looking to the right, and a few more times. And if it's becoming really intense, you can slowly release, and all together we'll meet to the front of the mat. So bringing your hands onto the ground, pushing, extending the legs, and coming into this forward fold, Uttanasana. So please keep your knees slightly bent so that you can really release your belly onto the thighs. If you need to make a little bit more space, I like to really use my hands and open, lift my belly, and then release it back onto my thighs so that really glued together. So if you really need to bend the knees to achieve this, don't be shy. And you can grab opposite elbows, maybe make a little bit more space in between your feet so you really have stability. And from here we'll rock from side to side, and we'll start lifting one elbow up. So if you're going to the left, that's the right elbow coming up, opening the sides of your body. And let's do this active stretch. Your head is not doing anything, so you can really release the neck. Looking down or slightly underneath your armpits. And then release to the center. From here, bringing your feet together, toes together. That's okay if the heels are slightly separated. And we'll be brushing our arms and slowly bringing the hips down, and on the inhale opening the sternum up and coming into chair pose, Utkatasana. Looking in between your hands, maybe and arching the back a little bit so you can have an even longer back. And if you need to maybe go a little bit more down, keep breathing, feeling the breath coming all the way down to your belly, diaphragm, lungs. And slowly extend the legs up and release the arms down into Tadasana. From here, we'll open our feet a little bit wider, bend the legs, and from the belly, so the movement is really coming from your center and hips, we'll come into little twists with active hips and core, but passive legs and upper body. So maybe close your eyes here, focus on the feeling of the ground underneath your feet, the feelings of your arms tapping against your lower abdomen, then your lower back, so your kidney area. The head is not doing anything, just following the natural twist of the spine. And maybe slow down a little bit if you're going a bit fast, or if you're a little bit slow, you can change and speed up a little bit and see how it feels, keeping really the knees bent, the legs flexible and stable. Because if you're locking your knees with really straight legs, you will not be able to have this same stability. And slowly coming back to center, maybe still with eyes closed. And bringing both feet together as well. One more time. So here, Tadasana to the center of your mat. So maybe you're at the top of the mat, maybe the center, it doesn't matter so much. Just try to bring your pelvis in a more neutral position. So instead of really having, this big arch, or maybe you don't have enough of an arch and you want a little bit more, but just lift your sternum up, engage the belly by really reducing the space in between the pubic bone and your the center of your belly. So really try to make it a little bit smaller, maybe engaging the glutes a little bit and making the whole upper body really long and trying to look up to the sky. Okay, so once that we are there, now lift all of your toes so you have your heels in touch with the ground. The rest of your feet are in touch with the ground, but the toes are coming up, and try to spread them. Maybe not looking at them, just try to feel how it feels, and then bring them back down onto the ground and really try to grip the ground a little bit without making, space in between your feet and the ground. So your feet are really in touch with the mat. Now that you have a strong grip on the ground, let's bring our hands to our hips. Inhaling deeply and lifting the left knee up to 90 degrees. Maybe that's already a little bit of a challenge. So if it is already a challenge, stay there. Look to a stable point in front of you. And if you want a little bit more challenge, you can close your eyes here. Keep breathing, keep making a long line from your heel to your hips to your shoulders and back of the head. And now on the next exhale, extend the leg to the front, maybe to 90 degrees, maybe a little bit lower, doesn't matter where you are now. Just try to keep your hips at the same level. So maybe left hip is going down a little bit. And then exhale, bring the foot down, really nice. Now let's lift our toes one more time. And then back on the ground, grip the ground. Hands to hips, and inhale, lift the right knee up. And if it's already enough challenge here, stay there. Otherwise, maybe close your eyes and see all the micro movements that you will need to keep your balance. No need to rush, just mini movements to keep the balance. And on the next exhale, extend the leg to the front. Maybe bring the right hip slightly more down. And stay there, engaging your leg muscles, relaxing the shoulders and face muscles. And then exhale, release. Really nice. And from here, at the front or back of the mat, doesn't matter. Come back to Tadasana, maybe feet apart, maybe feet together. Take a long deep inhale and exhale through the mouth. And inhale from the sides, arms up, all the way up, palms touching together. Look up to your palms and exhale, bringing your pelvis a little bit front and your hands slightly to the back. And exhale all the way down, arms to the side, and then palms either to the ground or maybe onto your shin. Then inhale halfway up, back to 90 degrees, so lift your sternum up. Maybe hands are touching your shins, maybe your knees, maybe the ground. And exhale, bend down, bend the knees, and send both legs to the back of the mat in plank. From here, really press the mat with all your active palms, pressing even the fingertips, so you're not putting too much pressure on the wrists. And keeping your shoulders on top of the wrists and really long legs. Hips are not too much high, hips are not too much down. Really try to press the floor away with your center. And then let's rock from the toes, from back to front, A little bit of rocking movement, so your shoulders should go past your wrists a little bit. If that's too intense for the wrists and hands, you can even do it on your forearms. That's another engagement, but that could work. Okay, really nice. Now let's stop this movement, and both heels are coming to the left side, so you're coming onto a twisted plank. And now inhale, and really from the bottom, as if you're painting with your hand a long line all the way up, extend your arm up. Really try to take care of your transitions in your movements. Okay, now the same way, go down as if you're painting a line, then heels back to center. Take an inhale here, and then exhale, heels to the right, and the same thing. Left hand is making that long line all the way up, then look to your left thumb. Really press actively with your right hand the whole surface of your palm, and exhale, left hand back down, heels to the center, then knees to the ground, and hips onto your heels in Balasana Child pose. Really nice. You can bring your forehead to the mat, allowing your breath to come back to a slower pace. Now from here, wherever your arms were, you will make them come to the back, and then grab, if that's acceptable to you, your heels or maybe your ankles. The best being grabbing your heels, so wrapping your hand around your heel, and then with your forehead really in touch with the mat, you will push your hips up and then roll onto your head and come a little bit more with the top of your head on the mat, and really pushing your hips up and front and coming into this rabbit pose. So you're really making a little round ball, but with your glutes up. So you should feel a stretch not only in your arms, but also in the mid back and upper back. You have a nice stretch. Breathe here, feel how the ribs expand, and then release back to Balasana. Take a few more deep breaths here, and then whenever you're ready, you can find a way to roll onto your backs and come back, laying down on the mat with your knees close to your chest once again. Take a moment here to adjust yourself on the mat, arms alongside the body. And then when you're ready, bringing the knees slightly further away from your body, trying to make that more or less 90-degree angle with your shin bones and thighs. And then you can either keep your hands here, maybe just under your hips, or maybe to 90 degrees onto the sides. And wherever your arms are, we will start making this little rocking movement from side to side. So knees from one side, then making this half circle to the other side, and keeping your shoulders in touch with the ground as much as possible. So you don't need to go so low if you feel that your shoulders are coming up, but just feel the engagement of your side trunk muscle, as well as a little release in the lower back. So that's an active twist. A few more times. And when you are ready, let's come back to center. And then from there, extend your legs, opening them slightly mat width. Then maybe release your shoulders a little bit, shake them, and open your arms on the side slightly, palms looking up. And one last adjustment, bringing your head slightly up, look to your feet, extend the neck and cervical area, and then bringing your head back down on the mat. Close your eyes and come into your Shavasana. Allow your breath to be completely natural, unforced. Feel the subtle movements in your whole body. The belly, the rib cage, the diaphragm. Maybe even your upper chest is moving slightly with your breath, but the rest of your body is still, and taking some rest and integration. If there's any tension in your body, any muscle that is active, just try to release and relax these muscles. Maybe you're holding some tension in your shoulders or neck, or your hips are not fully relaxed. So invite them to release any effort and just enjoy the gravity and the density of your body onto the mat. Allow yourself to rest and stay there as much as is necessary for you today. Enjoy, and I hope to see you soon for the next practice.